Hello Pisces, welcome to Essence Reflections Tarot. My name is Krista. This is your reading for the week of May 27th to June 2nd, 2019. It is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So we have the King of Wands, Death in reverse, the Strength card, and Justice. Wow, Pisces, so there's a lot going on for you right now. And so how I generally do my readings is the what I call my mirror reading, and this column here with the King of Wands in it represents the physical. The second column is the emotional, the third is the mental, and the fourth is the spiritual. And these three cards here, they're all major arcana, so that tells me there are major shifts going on for you right now. Looks like you have some things from your past have kind of gone underground, and you've been undergoing a transformation. An emotional transformation. Things from your past that have come up, you have realized they are no longer serving you in the way that they had before. And it's kind of that messy stage of transformation where it doesn't feel like things are coming together, and where it feels like, even though it's an uncomfortable stage of transformation to be in, this is kind of the death before the rebirth. It's that phase of the phoenix where it's turned to ash, but it hasn't been reborn yet. But it looks like you are handling it extremely well. That this is something where, even though there's all of this emotional turmoil going on, mentally you are able to take those huge emotions and not have them rule you, and not have them take over. It's like this lion here represents your subconscious. And rather than being afraid of it or trying to control it, this person here is being gentle and being understanding and listening and working with those emotions rather than against them. And this infinity sign above their head, it shows that this is an ongoing process. It's something that we need to do throughout our lives, and at various stages it becomes more intense than at others. And it looks like you're at a fairly intense stage at the moment, Pisces. And it's about separating what's true for you out. It's about melting away those things that aren't true for you and weighing them out and deciding whether they are important to you or not, and whether they are things that you're going to carry forward with you. And with the King of Wands here in your physical column, it looks like you have a handle on your passion. And that physically, it looks like in terms of your passion, you're very stable and very grounded. You have wands, and the king represents mastery of this passion. And it is in your physical realm, which shows that it's very grounded, very down to earth, even though it could be a very flighty and something that kind of takes you out of the here and now. You have a gift here for keeping things passionate yet grounded. And this Justice card here also shows a lot of stability and groundedness. These cards together, they indicate for me that what's happening for you is not so much on the physical level. It's not so much on what's going on around you in your outside surroundings. It's more what's happening within you in terms of your personal growth and your personal transformation. And maybe that's not something that you're used to framing for yourself in that way, but certainly the way that you are managing your emotions that are coming up for you, the way that it could be emotions that you're not used to dealing with, be they anger or the ones that we don't really think are good emotions, the more difficult ones, the ones that are less accepted by our society. You're finding a way to deal with them with compassion. This card really is the card of self-compassion and self-care. And it's wonderful to see that as you are going through this difficult time here, you are finding a way to manage those things that are coming up for you without turning on yourself and without letting your inner critic and your perfectionist and those other sometimes very vitriolic subpersonalities, you're not letting them get the better of you, and you're not listening in terms of allowing them to determine your actions. You may be listening to them and dialoguing with them, but in a way that's constructive and healthy for you. And if that's not something that you're feeling right now, the Strength card can be a reminder that this is something that you can learn to do, and something that as you grow and develop as a person, those parts of ourselves that are shadow and those parts of ourselves that are what we tend to think are unlovable, the goal is to learn to love ourselves unconditionally no matter what. And that's where our justice lies, is in our self-love. So you may not feel that you are in this position of strength. You may not feel necessarily that you have your passions mastered and that you're comfortable with them. But you are certainly at a stage where this is becoming possible for you. And so maybe take a few moments to step back a little and assess where things are at for you, and think of where things were a year ago or 6 months ago or a month ago, and allow yourself to acknowledge any progress that you've made, because it is yours. Because this journey here that we're all on, and some of us take it a little more seriously than others, and some of us want it more than others, it's not easy. This work of personal transformation has many, many rewards, but it's not very valued by society at all. And these figures here in the Death card, they represent the Hierophant and the Emperor and the Empress, and those are cards that represent some of the major forming institutions within our lives. So school, education, medicine, religion. It can also represent our parents. And so all of these messages and things that we've been taught by them, in this card it represents death just coming through and knocking down all those things that they taught us that were not helpful for us and that no longer serve us. And it's a necessary step in our transformation to look at what we learned and to take those things that serve us and that we want to bring forward and that work for us and move through with them, and to leave the rest and let the rest go. And so you may not have felt like you're in a position of strength or that you're in a position of victory, but this is definitely a position of strength, and this is definitely a position of inner strength. Thank you so much for watching, Pisces. I really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like this video. If it's resonated for you, please leave a comment down below and let me know. I would absolutely love to hear from you. And if you would like a more in-depth reading, you can look in the description box below. I have the link to my website there, and you can contact me there and we can get started on that for you. I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.